Yep.
Cool. All right. The Hitchhiker's Guide to Cancer first video. This is for friends, family, and anybody who wants to know what's going on. The reason why I'm going to be filming these videos, so I'll be releasing them every Friday. And what I'll be doing is giving everybody updates who interested in what's going on right now from a weekly basis. Maybe it'll be more, but really it's just hard to remember who I've told what to. I think just seeing me talk will give you an impression of where I'm at and how I stand. I know a lot of you are concerned. I appreciate the love and support, but this is where you'll find the updates every Friday. So when you call me, I don't want any questions about the updates. You should already know the updates, and you can just ask me questions based on what I've said. A couple of housekeeping items for you guys. I love texts. I appreciate texts. I see them all. I may not respond to all of them, but I do see them. If you want to call between 9 and 4 is impossible to reach me. So if you want, you can text and say, hey, do I have a couple minutes? And I can reach out to you. But it is breakneck speed during those times. If you're up from 4 to 8 a.m., text me. Always text me. I'm requesting like no calls. Just say, hey, I'm free for the next 15 minutes. Call. That's the best way. And I love talking to you guys as well. I am reserving the evenings for my girlfriend and my daughter. So you can try to text me then, but really the mornings, if you happen to be up, I have insomnia due to my steroids. Hopefully in a month or so that will no longer be, but I don't sleep more than 4 hours. So I'm usually up between 2 and 4 a.m. So with that being said, let me jump right in. So this is just about what's going on. It's going to be more information now, but as I do this weekly, hopefully it's less information. Write whatever you want in the comments, support, question, whatever. I'm not sure if I'll be able to respond quickly, but words of encouragement are awesome. 2 guiding principles on this journey that you're going to hear me talk about a lot. The treatment the clinical trial that I'm being a part of that was to treat this tumor is called LIT. It's laser intercessional treatment therapy or something like that, LITT. I use that as an acronym for one of my guiding principles, which is my motto. The motto is love is the treatment, LITT. I got here because of all the love and support of you guys. I'm leaning into love. I'm not fighting cancer. I'm not beating cancer. There's no negativity here. There's positivity. And I'm trying to move forward from a positive perspective because I believe that positivity is what's going to get us to the mantra, most important mantra. We're going to defy the odds. We're not going to beat. We're not going to fight. None of that. We're going to defy the odds. The odds are certainly bleak, but I feel like magic's happening. So I truly believe that. I truly believe all that's going on. So as far as specific updates, let's level set where we are right now. So I'm still waiting on my pathology. It's been rather frustrating, but hopefully by next Friday, I will have the pathology. But it has been getting pushed back. That will tell us the genetic breakdown. It'll give us way more information, way more specifics on how to treat it, best path of treatment. There are a couple options, but really how to extend the timeline really for recurrence for the tumor actually coming back. But priority number 1, finish the tumor, finish that one off, get rid of it. Priority number 2, how do we turn the timeline and extend it so I can live far beyond whatever we're expecting right now or whatever they're giving me. So I have a glioblastoma, 95% likely I have a glioblastoma. That's what they're telling me is to expect a grade 4 glioma, which is called a glioblastoma. That means I have brain cancer, short for GBM. Those are the same things, glioblastoma, GBM. Please don't Google search that. I beg you not to Google search that. That's where we're at. My treatment was at UMD. That's because that's the hospital I landed in. That was the closest emergency room. Officially, as of today, I've transferred my treatment execution plan. So it's important to note my execution plan, not the primary plan, not the guiding, none of that. Just executing scans, whatever needs to be done locally. That will be through JHU. So this was a huge priority to get JHU on board. We're excited to have them on board. They're certainly going to be opinion leader through this process, but the reality is that they're not going to be guiding the decisions in the treatment moving forward. So that's one big step we've taken because I've wanted JHU on board, Hopkins on board. We've got great partners in that, and that process begins now. Next steps are the priorities I wanted to tell you guys about. For me personally, the priorities are alignment. I need to get aligned. I'm slowly forming the team and getting people in the right seats on the bus, and it's starting to come together. I spend my whole morning really strategizing, not just about what's happening around my health and the tumor, but really setting my entire day up for success, setting my intentions up, working on my mind, body, spirit, gratitude journal. There's just a lot going into it. So I start slow, methodical, but 9 to 4, that's why, or 10 to 4, really, that's why it's just, like I said, breakneck speed, because I'm just getting after all my intentions and to-dos. The other thing is SME. So we now have Hopkins as the execution team. Execution team sounds horrible. The treatment team. There's one of two routes we can go as far as leading the actual direction of treatment, right? Like the thought leader. So a huge one we got 2 days ago was we got Dr. Linda Liau, who's out of UCLA, who is arguably the top GBM specialist for trials. And while we're so excited about her, is she's ran trials that had huge success rate for people just like me who have been given really short timelines to live, let's say 12 to 18 months, and a high number of them are still alive after a decade. So we want specialists. For our challenges ahead, what's priority now is forming the team that will guide the treatment plan, our primary care team. Two options are taking specialists, 2 to 3 specialists that only focus on GBM to guide our decisions and have them sort of dictate this journey. The other option is Duke. So I'm in the works of going out to Duke and meeting with their team and focusing on the institution. So it's really, do we look at SMEs? Do we look at Duke as an institution, which is arguably the world's leader in GBM research? Either way, it's about research. There's not been enough advancements in traditional glioblastoma to feel confident in it. So we got to try anything and everything, and it's going to be new technologies, new therapies. So I'm going to be traveling a lot. Likely, I'm going to be doing new things, unconventional. So everything's on the table. So right now, I'm going out to Duke, likely on March 13th. I'm going to be out there for at least 2 weeks to a month. They're going to do you don't need to know any of this, but they're going to do a functional MRI, which essentially takes an MRI, but while I'm doing things that are using my motor skills to figure out where the tumor's at, exactly what cognitive abilities I have in there, and what part of that brain functions for my brain, because all our brains are slightly different. The other thing is we're going to do speech therapy testing. They're just going to map my brain out and understand exactly what risk factors removing that tumor has. I'm supposed to start chemo first week of April. That's on pause until I do these testing. So we're going to do speech testing. We're going to do the functional MRI. We're going to do a whole bunch of things that are going to allow them to assess where my brain stands, and what the brain map is, and what functions are responsible in the areas. That should have been done at the beginning, and it wasn't done. So we're really putting a pause on everything to be able to actually take one step back to take 2 steps forward. So that's priority number 1. Get out to UCLA, get a brain map, get a functional MRI, determine the next course of steps. Then the other priority is determine who's going to be the primary care team. Linda Liau's awesome. She's going to be a part of the process for sure, but going to Duke, visiting that team, getting their perspective. And lastly, getting an independent party that has no skin in the game, which should be Dr. Quinones at the Mayo Clinic, getting a call with him to see if he'd be willing to oversee the plan as far as almost be an advisor. So he's not going to have any skin in the game. He's not going to do anything other than say, hey, if I was in your shoes, this is what I would do, or provide perspective, but he will not guide the treating plan. He will not be responsible for those decisions. So I think that's pretty much the updates. Personally, I feel great. Things are coming together. It hasn't been without bumps in the road. There's been some ups and downs, but overall, I feel like something special is happening. I'm trying to be as present as possible because this is an incredible experience. I honestly feel, I feel worse for I feel bad for my loved ones and myself. When you get this timeline, really what happens is it's out of your control. So you lean into things that are in your control. So I've just been focusing on tasking, getting things done. I haven't spent a minute feeling sorry for myself. I felt sad in moments when I think about my daughter, when I think about my niece, when I think about my relationship. Those make me sad, and I'm okay with that. And crying, and those emotions are good, and I try to be intentional with that. But as far as myself, people who say they're sorry, don't feel sorry for me. The overwhelming emotion I've experienced is gratitude. My support system has come through. Everything, like everybody showing up has been incredible. And like I said, relationships got me here. Relationships are going to get me through this and are going to increase the likelihood that I'm going to be able to defy the odds. So with that being said, we'll release a video every Monday, every Friday, but Monday is going to be documenting my journey. Friday is going to be updates for friends and family. So I hope to hear from you. Don't be shy to reach out, but just make sure to text me first. That would be really appreciated. And stop by, see me, whatever you want to do. FaceTime me. All of that gives me life. That does not drain me. So love you all. We're going to defy the odds.